As a gay black man, Heated Rivalry is really healing my relationship with sex in ways that I could not even imagine. Because in my life, sex has always been so wham bam, thank you ma'am. And so the idea of this kind of intimacy, this kind of yearning, like the sexual tension, what are you talking about? There was this one scene in the first episode, probably my favorite scene in the whole show so far, when they were in the gym and they were passing that water bottle back and forth, and their hands were like slightly touching. I was so hot under the collar. It was like I'm missing nuance in my life. Like, sex is so easily available, and I am just so happy that this show exists for me, at least, because now I can see like real intimacy and real people taking steps, and not necessarily, I don't need to see no penetration. I don't need to see none of that. I love that this show is just supporting more of a nuanced approach to romance and men loving each other.
In the age of anti-DEI and the attacks on civil liberties and the direction our country's going culturally, I love that we're ending the year off with a show like Heated Rivalry. The sheer impact of Heated Rivalry is really reinforcing the importance, need, and ultimately demand for diversity and representation. I'm so excited to see so many women receiving the show the way they are, but I'm also really excited to see so many gay men reflect on the show. Shout out to this creator above, because I love when creators are willing to be vulnerable, particularly gay men and particularly black gay men. It explores this idea of desiring intimacy and wanting more than just hookup culture. This is a recurring conversation amongst gay men all the time, but I think everyone comes at it from their own unique vantage point. I believe media that's done so well like this has the power to not only shift the conversations that people have with others, but then shift the conversations they have with themselves. My last video on this show was actually about this particular scene that he's talking about. I think particularly for me, I have been off all dating apps since the summer, and that's subject to change at any point, but I've been back home in New York for 2 months from being away from working on a project, and I have not linked with one guy in that way. We definitely live in an age of instant gratification. I live in New York City where, from my experience, men feel like if they don't get what they want when they want it, you're playing game. Always been this way. Like, when I really like somebody, I slow down the process. It could take weeks to months. But I'm genuinely in the space where it's important for me to get to know the people I'm inviting into my life, into my space, and into my body. But I really appreciate the original creator's video, because so many gay men are desiring a certain kind of intimacy and fulfillment that they're not getting from hookup culture. I think so many gay men are afraid to be vocal about that because they believe, one, they're not going to get it. Two, they believe most people are not looking for what they're looking for. And there are a variety of reasons, but I also think another reason people are afraid of how they're going to be seen for being vocal about what they want. I like that the show does both, not one or the other. It's having these conversations about yearning and desire, while also showing these two men really explore their sexuality in a very graphic way. Like, it's not one or the other, it's all these things coming together. Heated Rivalry is such a beautiful and important moment for the culture because of these conversations that is starting.